Let's get technical. Today we're talking about wish lists, specifically custom wish lists. If you've been using DIM for any amount of time, you will have seen these thumbs up icons on your pieces. What this means is that the item has a perk pool more preferable than others, predefined by a community of players. If you're using the default wish list from DIM, it will be a larger pool than what you'll be seeing on screen right now because I'm using my own predefined list. Wish lists are really good because they allow us to monitor the items that are coming into our account that we're searching for specifically to see if we can automatically get rid of them or if they're an item of value. It also helps us clean our vault. If, for example, I type in is wishlist, it will highlight all items that are currently on my wish list, and it'll let me compare them very quickly. What it also lets me do is define the exact opposite of that. If I say name Wolftone Draw and is not in the wish list, it gives me a much more detailed view of items that I could potentially get rid of. And I'll talk about why I haven't automatically junked these items in a minute. So I'm going to click on the item, and if you click on the name of the item, it pulls up the D2 Gunsmith comparison page. From here, you can actually look through the different perks and click on them, and you'll notice the stats on the top are changing in respect to the values that they would be if the item had those stats. You can also see all of the items that you have to compare them, and you can also see your loaded wish list perks. So how did we define these values? Well, we went to the D2 Gunsmith. You can click this button here, and it brings you to that web page. From here, you can load in the perks that you want. Specifically, I'm hunting for Elastic String, Fiberglass Arrow Shaft, Archer's Tempo, and then either Frenzy or Harmony in the final slot, but honestly anything in this slot is fine other than maybe Adagio. And then I want a Draw Time Masterwork. Unfortunately, Masterworks are not included in the wish list customization, but this functionality is still really nice. Another cool thing is you don't actually have to define all of the perk values. If, for example, on another weapon you don't want the first 2 slots and you're only looking for the impact perks on the end, you can do that. Just select the final 2 columns. Or if you want to be super perfectionist about it, you can load everything. I'm going to select these 3 perks, and I'm going to scroll to the bottom. I'm going to click this DIM wishlist button. From here, we have to go to GitHub. I'm not a coder. I'm not a programmer. Don't be intimidated by this. All it ends up being is a bunch of copy pasting. In order for us to use the DIM clipboard query that we just copied, we need to go to our gists up in the top corner, and we need to make a gist. I already have one loaded. If you don't have one already, you can just hit this plus icon in the top, go in here. It's going to bring you to this table. All you have to do is simply paste in the search. So I need to hit edit, and then I would paste it. It's going to end up being the same value as that one above it, so I'm not necessarily going to add it right now. From this page, you would hit the raw button. We don't care about any of these values. I mean, that they're there, yes, but the thing that we're concerned about is the URL at the top. We're going to copy that. We're going to go back to our DIM. We're going to go to settings. We're going to scroll down to our wish list, and we're going to paste our URL into our custom wish list embed right here. Now, fair warning, uploading your own custom wish list is going to switch from the pre-made. You're no longer going to have the recommendations of the pre-made in yours unless you copied the pre-made to your wish list and then added to it. It's still pretty easy to switch between them. All you have to do is click on this button to switch back to the pre-made, and then you can just load yours back in again at a later time by just doing what we just did just there. And then once you click update wishlist source, you can go back to your inventory, then you'll see your thumbs up on your items. It's pretty easy, all things considered. There's no experience needed really. Where it ends up being super helpful, I think, is if you're hunting one specific item or a handful of items and you have one or a few different roles that you want. Or when you have a large data set, if you've customized every single weapon and categorized and systematically gone through and organized every single thing. And the cool thing is you can actually define multiple roles for the same weapon. If you just repeat the process, and let's say I wanted to do, instead of Archer's Tempo, I wanted Impulse Amplifier. I'd just copy it to my wish list, go back to my GitHub. I'd add that line. You'll notice I have 2 roles here loaded into my Wolftone Draw. Both of those will show up. So it isn't limited to just one. Let me know, are you guys already using this? Do you have your own custom list? Is this too much for you? Do you just roll with the default? I really like it for helping to hunt for specific roles or for inventory management. It's also really nice. Thanks for watching. That's been Wishlists, and I hope you have a good day.